Welcome back to another exciting episode of Podquest, where we dive into bold ideas and inspiring stories. Today, we have a phenomenal guest, Vicky, a multidisciplinary designer and marketer specializing in fashion, sustainability, and digital engagement. Vicky has researched, worked, and developed practical solutions for sustainable fashion, not just an environmental responsibility, but as a business and creative opportunity. She's here to break down the intersection of sustainability, culture, and storytelling and bust the biggest myth with us. So, is sustainability just a buzzword or is it a real growth strategy? Let's find out. Welcome, Vicky. So, Vicky, tell us a bit about your journey. How did you get into sustainability within fashion and digital innovation?
So, hi, Bhawna. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. And it's great to have this talk regarding sustainability as both as a business and a creative opportunity. So, actually, my journey into sustainability started during my master's in design, where I researched sustainable fashion through design and digital innovation. And to be honest, the deeper I went, the more I realized how urgent and complex the issue is. So I realized that it's not only about the environment, it's about also textile waste, it's about water pollution. And as a designer, I knew that I had to go beyond research and create some real solutions. So that's where innovation came in, to be honest. So as a person, I've always been drawn to the intersection of creativity, technology, and environmental responsibility. And for me, sustainability isn't just about reducing the harm, it's about rethinking how we create and how we consume and engage with fashion. So, yeah, it's a real thing. It's happening.
Great. So, there is a common belief that sustainability is expensive and only for big brands. How do you counter this myth?
I think this is a misconception, to be honest. While sustainable materials and ethical production can cost more upfront, sustainability isn't just about expensive materials. Again, it's about rethinking the entire fashion system. And yes, sustainable brands, they do have higher prices. Wow. Because they pay fair wages and use highly quality and long lasting materials.
Right.
And fast fashion, low prices come with a hidden cost to the environmental harm, let's say. And I think sustainable fashion is also becoming more accessible. We do have second markets and rental fashion, and these are affordable options, right? So if we invest in fewer, better quality and long lasting pieces, we can save money in the long run. So
Yeah, the outfit you are wearing, it's really great. It's made from which material?
it's sustainable brands. They do use organic cotton or
Mm,
skins from fruits and to create some fabrics, and all the production process is not cost harm to the environment as much as a fast fashion brand which creates their products in Pakistan, and people are suffering over there because of the
yeah.
especially in a village in Pakistan, people are suffering because of what the contaminated water from factories that they produce, that make these clothes for fast fashion companies.
Right. What are some practical ways emerging fashion designers can integrate sustainability into their brands without breaking the bank?
Um, I believe emerging fashion designers can embrace sustainability without huge cost by making some, let's say, smart and strategic changes. For example, they can use dead stock fabrics, which means fabrics that some major houses use and they have leftovers, or recycled materials. And maybe another solution is to work with local production, because if you're working with a nearby manufacturer, uh, it cuts shipping costs. So you lower the carbon footprint and you
Mm.
support the local economy too. And also, if you're an emerging fashion designer, I would suggest you to create some timeless pieces, because people, they don't want to buy again and again, and they don't have the need actually for constant new purchases. So that's a huge thing.
So, can sustainability and fast fashion coexist, or are they fundamentally opposed?
um, I think I think fast fashion and sustainability are kind of
Hmm.
opposites right now, because fast fashions, they just relies on overproduction, rapid trends, and disposal
Right.
clothing. Yeah, while and this is completely opposite from this is the policies of the sustainability, right? If fast fashion brands truly want to integrate sustainability, which I don't believe that, they have to reduce the production, they have to focus on timeless designs, but it's
Yeah.
so opposite. Yeah, I don't think there is a coexistence, to be honest.
So, have you started your own brand, or you are just working as a freelancer?
So I'm working as a freelancer. I never
Okay.
started my own brand. I'm
So,
both
are you
a
thinking of that in future?
yeah, I would think of that, but to be honest, there are so many brands, like,
Yeah.
right? There are
Yeah.
so many brands. And don't get me wrong, there is always a space for everyone. And if
Hmm.
someone is an emerging fashion designer watching us right now, don't stop doing what you want to do. There's people for everyone, but I think, like, why should I go and create something more in a world
Right.
that there are so many pieces left and leftovers and waste of textiles and stuff? So that keeps me back, to be honest.
Yeah, everyone has their opinions.
Yeah, and their own brand,
Yeah,
right?
right.
How many people do you know that they own their brand,
Hmm.
clothing
So,
brand?
as your sweatshirt is also saying green, so we often hear about brands going green. But how do we
Okay.
separate real sustainability efforts from greenwashing?
So, to be honest, there are a few a few things that I check when I go to see if I'm gonna buy, and if the brand that I'm gonna support is actually green or is greenwashing.
Hmm.
So I think that most of the brands, they have to claim the green label, but the real efforts, the real genuine efforts are comes from brands that they give specifics on the labels. For example, they say like 100% organic cotton, or they
Right.
have verifiable information on the labels, or even they do have third-party certifications. For me, if a brand is not clear or avoids specifics, or it just like says eco-friendly, for
Yeah.
me, it's a red flag. And
Is it seriously 100% organic, or is it partially organic?
if they do have a percentage in it, they have to have a way to prove it. So
Hmm.
I think instead of saying eco-friendly, if someone says like 100% organic cotton, it has to be, right? But if there are some brands, some major fast fashion brands, that they claim the green label, and they pushing new collections every single week. You go there every single week and you see a new collection. How this
Hmm.
can be sustainable, right? True
Yeah.
sustainability means we slow down the consumption,
Right.
not encouraging overproduction. So
Yeah.
this is a sustainable brand. So this is a red flag too.
Right. So you have worked for how many brands, and which was your favorite brand to work with?
So My favorite brand is regarding sustainability is Patagonia. I think this brand does some real, genuine efforts regarding sustainability, and the people that work there, they're not suffering. The way the production process is so transparent, everything about the brand,
Mm.
and also another brand that I had to meet the founder of it a few years ago was Vestiaire Collectiva. Is a second-hand brand that supports sustainability so much, and
Mm.
it goes to the landfills that the waste goes and ends up at landfills and stuff. So these are the two brands that I support mostly.
Right. And what's so unique and what's making them different?
So Patagonia makes them different because they are so transparent regarding from the moment that they're gonna create the fabric to the end product, and they are so transparent, like I think none of the other brands in the world. So if you go and search about Patagonia's efforts regarding sustainability, you're gonna learn a lot, and you're gonna see that these people are transparent, and the cotton is organic, and also Vestiaire Collectiva is pushing the second-hand market. So it's a luxury second-hand store, online store. So you can buy, you can sell, and this is a major thing. Instead of go buy a new one, go to Vestiaire Collectiva, for example, or other second-hand brands and buy because they support sustainability too.
Right. So, if brands want to make a real impact, what's one unconventional approach they can take?
So I think if brands they need to, in my opinion, they need to stop the overproduction,
Mm.
because many companies they still follow a model where they produce massive amounts of inventory and
Mm.
they hope that it will sell, and this leads to excess stock or an
Yeah.
ultimately waste. So we have technology, and we have especially AI, so they
Right.
can create a demand-driven model, or they can create an AI-driven inventory that they can predict how many pieces do they want and how many
Yeah.
pieces are they gonna sell, and how many pieces their consumers want, so they can reduce waste and stop the overproduction, which is the major thing.
Yeah. Fast fashion also means wastage of many resources.
Yes, yes, waste of everything like
Right.
water. People are suffering. People for fast fashion brands, they work like major shifts, like 14
Right.
hours, 15 hours, sleepless nights. There's no solution. They have to change this thing. This thing
And
needs to change.
there's no option for recycling in this industry.
To be honest, some brands they claim, through
Yeah.
my research, I realized that some brands they claim that you can return your piece and we create a new one. So I went deeper into that, and I said like, okay, if I can give you my recycled cotton, how you
Mm.
can re-recycle this cotton, how you can analyze this cotton and
Right.
re-recycle. So I ended up feeling like for many of the clothes, there is no recycling process. There is not the possibility to re-recycle a recycled cotton.
Hmm.
It cannot happen. So sometimes it's true that this can be recycled, but sometimes it's not true.
Not
So
very true.
it's
Okay.
yeah.
So how do we identify if this can be recycled or this cannot be recycled?
So I think that a nice way is to search for specifics. And again, if you're going to major brands that they change their collections every single week, it cannot give specifics for thousands, millions of pieces that they produce in a year. A brand that creates 4 to 5 or 3 or 2 collections per year, it's way more normal to have specifics, third-party certifications about their cotton or about their material or about the production process. And I think that what brand needs to do, to be honest, this is my marketing side. I think sustainability needs to become a trend. Like
Okay.
how many people nowadays they are getting fit, they eating clean, or they have their fitness lifestyle. So how these people became fit and adopt this lifestyle trend. So brands, they do have to push more and become sustainability and trend and say like, how healthy is your wardrobe? Did you ever
Yeah.
think of it? How
Hmm.
healthy is your wardrobe? I think if you take a look, hmm, our wardrobe is not that innocent, right?
Yeah. So, many people get skin problems as well. So, suppose if someone is using cheap materials throughout their life and suddenly they adopt the sustainable practices in their daily fashion, so will they notice any change or there won't be much changes in their life?
Yeah, regarding the skin problems, for example, if you go and buy a leggings or a sportswear set that you're going to wear at
Hmm.
the gym, uh, when your pores are open and you sweating, so these
Yeah.
harm materials and these oils that these materials are made of, it can cause you major problems in the long
Hmm.
run, not tomorrow. But yeah, and this is also in England, they are making some real research regarding this topic.
And
And
yeah, and then there's another myth that is fast fashion looks more beautiful and attractive rather than this sustainability made fashion, I would say.
oh, you think so? I think it's about trends. I think that fast
Yeah,
fashion is pushing trends so much. So,
yeah. So
there is
why don't these sustainable brands adopt these design trends fast?
because if a sustainable fashion wants to lower the overproduction and the overconsumption, it needs to create something timeless.
Uh,
Instead, the fast fashion creates something which is in fashion for a month or so. So they have to recreate something after that. So they have to again get into the production show, a timeless piece. It has to be worn like forever or for many
yeah,
years. So it has not to be that trendy. It has to be timeless. So that's
right.
why sustainable brands follow this path.
So, what was your best project of life? Would you like to share some success stories?
Yeah, actually, this project that I've started, I've worked on my master's in design through digital sustainable fashion through design and digital innovation. There was a part, half of the part was I designed a label system. Okay, this labeling system it can be read without without the consumer needs to read long
Wow.
text.
Wow.
So it is like A, B, C, D, E. Simple.
Mm,
A is the best cotton, the best fabric, best material, environmental impact, skin safety, or even how
yeah.
many years this can live the life of the product. So I created this labeling system, and this has led me to have an offer for a PhD in England to
Right.
further my research and to continue this research further in the labeling system and follow this path. So I think this is my best so
That was
far.
fantastic. So you
Thank you.
actually sorted that type
Yeah,
of fabrics. Yeah.
yeah, I provided a design solution that it could solve the problem, but there are so many aspects that I'm not sure if they want to have a solution. To be
Mhm.
completely honest, I don't know.
Right. And so you won award for that, or was it there just a certificate?
So actually, if I currently work on that, no, actually, I work as a designer and a marketeer. I cannot work only
Okay.
for sustainable fashion brands because, first of all, there are not so many, and secondly,
Maybe
I
you could
cannot.
have won Employee of the Month or something like that title.
Yeah, completely. So I don't work on sustainable fashion. I just designed this solution, and I'm planning to
Oh,
continue my
okay.
research further through my PhD, and I work as a designer and a marketeer.
So, what tools do you use to design?
So I use, of course, Adobe, Photoshop, Illustrator, and After Effects.
Okay.
And uh, recently, I started exploring 3D modeling.
Mm.
So tools like Blender that you can create 3D objects and scenes and whatever you want to create there. And as a marketeer, some major tools that I use are the tools that they help, like SEMrush, analytics tools, and the platform that we build campaigns for Instagram or Facebook, like Ads Manager and all these major things. So yeah, that's the tools we all marketers use, I guess.
All right. So, which one is your favorite among them?
I think my favorite so far is Blender.
Okay.
Is Yeah, is a 3D modeling
Any two
software.
tools you can't live without.
I can't live without Photoshop.
All
I
right.
think Photoshop, yeah, it has so many possibilities. Like you can create, and because most of the times I have to do something with image and not video,
Hmm.
I work mostly with Photoshop.
So, right now, AI has also came into limelight and it's integrated with Firefly. So, how does this simplify the processes for you? And
Yes, yes. To be honest, in the beginning, as many designers,
yeah,
I thought that, oh, it's gonna take my job. This
yeah.
is, yeah, this is a really good thing. But I realized that
So,
we can simplify our process and make
mm,
things quicker and use it as an advantage is instead of an enemy, because many people they see it as an enemy, and I understand that, but the possibilities with AI are,
friends or foes kind of situation.
yes. Yes, do you use it? Do you use AI so far?
Yeah. So, how does this digital engagement, social media, NFTs, virtual fashion push the sustainability movement forward?
um this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I think that AI is thriving right now,
Hmm.
and it can help multiple industries and also sustainable fashion to build and trust, loyalty, and create some methods for the companies and with the use of AI in every sector, even if it is marketing or even if it is design or fashion or NFTs or everything. I think we have to keep working with AI, and it's going to help us a lot in any industry that we are involved in. I
Hmm.
think it's a major thing nowadays.
So whenever you start working on any kind of design, how do you get inspirations? How do you uh, make wireframes? How do you process that?
For me, I do a lot of research. I do have so many websites, and of course, Pinterest is a major source, and other major websites that they help me see what we want to create and what the brand needs to show and the key elements of the brand, the color palette, the typography later, and then the kit, like how you can sew the logo and everything. And you create all a bunch of things in a nice presentation. And the good thing is that the important thing, I think, is to show always the design thinking process to your client, because it's different. I understood that it's different just to show that this is the logo instead of showing like I was thinking this because of that and I ended up here. So I think it's uh, important to show your thinking process, design thinking process.
Right. So you only focus on labeling of that design. You don't do the design of uh, clothes or fabric, etc.
I don't do design for fabrics. No, I don't. I think this is another sector.
Niche. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another niche, and I actually it's another job, completely different focus and completely different expertise. So I don't create textiles and don't design fashion, like I don't design clothes.
Dresses and etc. Thing. Okay. So what's the one surprising lesson you have learned from working at the intersection of designing brands, sustainability, and marketing?
So I think one major thing I realized was to that you can be more than one thing, because when I started doing design, I was already a marketeer. And I always had in my mind that how can I become a designer? Now I am a marketeer and people know me
Yeah.
as a marketeer.
Marketeer, right.
Yeah, and I realized that you can be anything if you just work on it, and if you keep pushing and learning things, you can be both. Yes, you can be. And people, they will need you for both of your services. And because that was a huge thing that stopped me in the past, and I was saying like, oh, how can I introduce myself, designer
Mhm.
and marketing? Yes, you can
Right.
do. Yeah, yeah. In any industry, you can be whatever you want. That was the major lesson I've learned so far.
So when you started your first marketing project, uh, how did you feel that were you confident that you will be able to achieve it, or were you nervous that if you are not going to make it, what will be your plan B?
To be honest, when sorry. To be honest, when I got my first job as a marketeer was about an AI product before ChatGPT, like
Mm.
2021. And
Mhm.
it was predicting cancer.
Mm.
I didn't know how to market this thing. It was completely difficult. I was thinking like, oh my God, how can I do that? But because my director was impressive, she's so nice, she's so good, she helped me a lot. And I got
Mm.
into AI even back then.
Right. So, lastly, I wanted to know what's the one mistake that brands are making today and how they can fix it. And then we'll start with the rapid fire round.
So, as I said earlier, I think one major mistake the brands do is overproduction. They
Okay.
keep pushing, making massive
Hmm.
launch releases, and they have huge inventory, and they end up landfills or they don't sell the
Right,
whole.
right, right.
That's a huge mistake, I think.
Great. So here you have to keep the answers short and snappy. So what's sustainability in one word for you?
Sustainability for me actually isn't just about. I think sustainability isn't is also the way that we think and the way that we consume and engage with fashion. And I think storytelling is huge, and we have to say more about sustainability. And in the end of the day, what the effort we do and how we think the whole entire fashion system.
Right.
That's what it is.
What's the one most overhyped sustainable trend?
I think there doesn't exist yet a sustainable
Okay.
trend, to be honest. I
Uh
think people they do
right,
have to work on it.
right. Fashion brand, or I would say your favorite sustainable brand.
My favorite sustainable brand, I think, is Patagonia.
Okay. And the future of sustainable fashion in 5 words.
Okay, urgent situation needs to be under control.
Right. And what's the biggest plot twist you will see coming in the sustainability movement?
Uh, if fast fashion brands integrate sustainable solutions and reduce harm in environmental impact or reduce waste and water pollution, I
Mm,
think that would be a massive change on environmental impact.
right. So imagine a world where all the fashion is 100% sustainable. What would be the weirdest thing about it?
The weirdest thing about it, in a world of full of sustainability.
Yeah, complete sustainable world.
I I don't think I can think so far because I don't think it can happen. It's just, honestly, I think it's kind of late for this to happen, but let's hope. You never know.
Yeah. So if sustainability had a theme song, according to you, what would it be?
So if sustainable, sorry.
Sustainability had a theme song. What could it be?
Oh my God. I would say imagine all the people by John Lennon.
All right. So, if fashion had a sustainability mascot, what would it be?
Mascot,
Yeah,
sustainability mascot. Oh my God. Oh, that's a difficult
I,
one.
yeah, right. I think you should start working on that design.
Okay, that's a good idea. I'm a set
Yeah, great
designer,
idea.
definitely.
Okay, so we'll be waiting for what you will bring to us, what design you will make for mascot. So, lastly, if you have any advice, please share.
Yeah, if people are looking or watching us right now and they wish to start a brand, please follow do some smart changes and search for dead stock, use AI, use local production, and communicate the transparency that you create your products. It's major thing, and it will come more and more.
Great. And how can our audience reach out to you? Do you have any website or platform?
Yes, definitely. I do have a website, vicky-tsiaxri.com. They can reach out to me or via email or on my Instagram. So You're very
Great.
welcome if you want to reach out.
Great. So this was it. Vicky, this has been an eye-opening and inspiring conversation. And to all the listeners, if you found this discussion valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Podquest. Keep creating, keep innovating, and most importantly, keep making an impact. And this is Podquest where we bring nice people like Vicky to you. And I hope you have learned a lot. Thank you so much. Bye
Thank
bye.
you
Take
so
care.
Yes, go guys, give a subscribe, give a like, follow because Bhawna here shares incredibly stories, not only sustainable fashion, about
Yeah.
food, about creatives, about art, about everything. So hit the subscribe button for her now.
Thank you so much. Take care.